going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Bex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here to deliver content to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can be notified when we're dropping videos just like this.
All right. So this week's video, we are going to be reacting to Ali Abdaal, who is going to show 9 passive income ideas, which he is saying is making him $27,000 per week. So he has 2.2 million subscribers, and this particular video has 4.8 million views. So I think he knows what he's doing. I hope he does. So we're just going to see some of them. Basically, then we're going to pick a few that we're going to go away and try, and then we'll do a separate video on how they have gone for us.
Yeah, and just one thing that I'll comment as well is that this video was recorded in April this year. And so it just shows you that people are still interested in making money online, so or just making passive income as well. So yeah, man, looking forward to the video.
100%. Cool. All right, let's start.
So let's kick things off with investing in stocks and shares. And in this context, the way that we provide value is by offering up our money. Providing money and investing in a service is, in a way, giving a form of value. And so when we give our money to a company in the form of buying their stocks, it makes sense that we would get some kind of return for that investment. And we're starting with this because investing in stocks is the easiest way to make any kind of passive income. If you have any sorts of savings and they're sitting in a savings account earning 0.01% interest, they're not really doing very much for you. Whereas if you had those savings and put them in stocks, you could potentially be earning passive income from the money that's otherwise just sitting there.
That is such a good point. And it does my head in when people bang, oh, I'm so good at saving.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, great. But what are you actually doing with it? You do realize how crap the interest rates are in the bank. So you're getting pretty much nothing back. Whereas if you were able to invest it, and let's just say whatever it is you put in gave you just 2% return a year. Yeah. That is still 4 times more, probably, some of the rates that are out there right now, more than you're getting. But you don't want to do that, take that rate. I'm just going to let it sit in the bank. And then the bank are going to take your lovely money, make themselves loads of millions and give you that little 0. Whatever percent back. So I love that he said that.
Yeah, I like it as well. And there's actually a saving account. There is actually a really good savings account, which I'm going to personally look into, and it's called LISA. So it's a lifetime ISA, and you can use it if you're a first-time buyer or if for a retirement plan. So for example, if you save £4,000, I think they give you 20% back, something like that. It's crazy. They'll put up to £1,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
For a few years, yeah. So I can't remember exactly how long the term is, but yeah, if you are good at saving, then and you haven't bought a house or you're looking for a retirement package or something like that, there's definitely a lot of initiatives happening around. So
awesome.
The thing that I recommend for most beginners as a non-financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, purely for entertainment purposes only, or so people say, or at least the thing that I do is that basically all my money that's in stocks and shares is invested in index funds. Now, an index fund is something like the S&P 500. And when you invest, let's say $1,000 in the S&P 500, that basically means that your $1,000 is distributed amongst the top 500 biggest companies in the US. So, you know, weighted by how big they are. So like, 2% of it would be in Apple, 2% in Facebook, 2% in Google, 2% in Microsoft. And then you probably won't have heard of the 500th company on the list, but basically all the big US companies you've heard of, you end up investing in all of them a little bit at a time.
I've always liked the idea of an index fund. And I think this is definitely one of them that I'm going to look into. I know, like, obviously we've done trading more so with like Forex, which we're definitely going to get back into. I know I loved it. Just didn't fit well with work and stuff like that because my trading style, I prefer shorter time frames, but it doesn't work for what I'm doing. So I have to just switch to longer time frames and just get used to that and know, it is longer term, but there's also benefits to it in the fact that you can have more fluctuation, allow the swings a bit more because you're doing like day trading, for example, versus obviously the smaller time frame. So definitely something we're both looking at getting into. I think index funds are a great idea. I have invested in in a company recently. And I don't look at, I'm quite good at that, just letting it do its thing. But yeah, I think this is a really good opportunity. And I know I personally am going to defo get into this.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely as well going to look into it. One of my goals in 2021 was to make at least one investment into something. So yeah, definitely want to do that as well.
Awesome. Okay, so that's stocks and shares. Passive income number 2.
Idea number 2 for generating passive income is to start a YouTube channel. This is something I will specialize in because I'm here on YouTube, and I actually teach a course called the Part-Time YouTuber Academy, linked in the video description, where I teach people how to do this sort of thing. Firstly, to be eligible for monetization on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. It took me 6 months and 52 videos to get my first 1,000 subscribers. And if we look at the averages, it actually takes on average 90 something videos to get to 1,000 subscribers.
I really like that he's broken down the numbers. You know, 1,000, what do you say? 1,000 subscribers before you get monetized, 4,000 hours of viewing, and roughly 90 videos to get there. I mean, he seems to have done it in less time, which is awesome. But I like it when there's more realistic. And he talks about this taking years. And I know people that I've followed for years and are only now really making a lot of money. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't want to wait. They're not willing to invest that time, and they want to see quick returns. They see all these YouTubers and they don't realize how the amount of time and effort that it actually takes them to do what they do.
Absolutely. And even for ourselves, like, you know, we feel like, or sometimes you can feel like you're putting out videos and maybe you're not getting as many views, but did you say 90 videos?
Yeah, 90 videos to hit 1,000 subscribers.
That's crazy, because how many videos have we got now? 30 something?
30 something, yeah.
So it's just like, you may just like stumble upon an amazing video or content that's well, not amazing, but somebody just might see that and your channel just blows up. You just don't know. So it's definitely about consistency with YouTube, and having that longer term vision, I think.
The other thing I like about like what you're saying is people do feel like it has to be the perfect setup. I have to have the lights. I have to have the backdrop. I have to have this. These things are incredible. Like you can do everything off it. The amount of people that have started YouTube channels, even interviews off the back of a phone, is incredible. You can even edit on them. Like it's amazing. Don't feel you have to be perfect. Like we definitely never start. We took too long to start what we're doing because we tried to be perfect, and then we were just like, just get it done. So yeah, don't feel like you need to be perfect.
I agree, because like the thing is, like I know what I want our like podcast studio to look like, or our video set up to look like, and it's like I don't want to be sitting here in my bedroom. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's humble. You have to humble yourself and just realize that you can't be like those top YouTubers, podcasters with the big setups and all the rest of it from day one, unless you're like caking and you're making podcasts off of the back of like something that's a bit bigger. Do you get what I'm saying? But when you're genuinely just starting, just flipping start, just do it. Like, and if you already know your content and you know what you want to do, then just go and do it, because
100%.
you will just grow over time anyway. So
100%.
just start.
Idea number 3 for making passive income is to start a podcast. This is generally easier than starting a YouTube channel, although growing a podcast is a lot harder than growing a YouTube channel because podcasts themselves don't really have a algorithm that's helping them grow. In fact, a lot of podcasts grow by having a YouTube channel, which is kind of weird.
So we've always said about having a podcast, and that's actually what we initially were going to do.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to try and link the YouTube to the podcast. We haven't got around to that yet, but this is definitely the second one on the list that we will do this year. 100%. We've got 2 months and a week remaining for this year. We will get it done 100%.
100%. And that's just procrastination. So our commitment is to have a podcast ready to go by week 44. The end of week 44, which is the 5th of November, in 2 videos time, we will have a podcast and a link for the podcast.
You heard it here. Better get it done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a lot harder to get 1,000 podcast downloads per month than it is to get 1,000 YouTube views per month, because again, YouTube has so much distribution built in. It's different to podcasts. Also, loads more people are on YouTube than on podcasts. But if we look at the stats, then it's the top 20% of podcasts in the world that get on average more than 1,000 downloads per episode.
And I think, like he's saying, so it is easy to set up, but it's harder to make the money from, which is why a lot of podcasts, I watch a lot of podcasts on YouTube, actually. I don't actually listen to them through a podcasting platform per se, because I just like to see the people. But yeah, super easy. You can link them. I think Joe Rogan is probably the most successful podcast ever, and he literally talks about random things. He just brings random people in, but that guy is intelligent. He really is. You can tell he likes to just research and understand a lot of things, and just chats to them in his studio. Like, it's literally just a chat, and he's brilliant at it. And obviously he's got his MMA commentating and stuff, that like interviews that he does. But yeah, I watch quite a lot. I really enjoy podcasts, and obviously for us, that's where we want to get to in interviewing more people.
Yeah, I really think that actually we're limiting ourselves just by having YouTube because of the type of content that we have. It is very easy to listen to. Do you get what I'm saying? So if people are driving, commuting to work, they're, one of my friends, she's a postie, so it would suit her better if she could just listen to something, because as soon as you lock your phone, YouTube cuts off. Do you get what I'm saying? Unless you've got like premium version or whatever. So I think like we're actually potentially limiting ourselves in terms of like the reach because we don't have a podcast yet. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of helps us, and whether it does make a difference to our reach as well.
Absolutely.
So idea number 4 for generating passive income is to become an affiliate marketer. Affiliate marketing means that you are selling other people's products, but you're getting a percentage of the sales from those products. Now, apparently, 48% of affiliate marketers globally earn $20,000 a year, which is $1,660 a month, which is actually not bad at all. Like, people are doing very well with affiliate marketing overall.
48%, $20K a year. That's damn good going.
That's
just as a side hustle.
I love affiliate marketing. I can't lie, because I think it's very good for people that don't necessarily know what they want to sell.
Yeah.
They don't have the idea to create, but they've got a platform, or they're just willing to invest some money to push out somebody else's product and get a cut of it. I think it's a great way of a side hustle. And also I think like that's kind of probably the route that we will end up taking when we're looking to release our own products as well, as to have some brand ambassadors.
Definitely. And I think on that, we were having this conversation before, like we definitely don't want to be those people who just because of money will say, yeah, we'll advertise it, or yeah, we'll put that on. Absolutely not. Like any product or service needs to be tried, tested, and we actually use, not just use it to test it and go, oh, this is pretty good. No, we are using it before that. I don't want to be one of these people that it's about money, because for me, trust is so important. And if you're going to put your name to something, it needs to be spot on.
Facts.
All right, method number 5 of making passive income is by selling digital products. Now, these are products that you create once, like an ebook or a download or an app or something like that. So you create it once and then you can sell it multiple times, because selling digital products doesn't usually have any cost associated with it.
Yeah, so digital products are sick. I love digital products, and I think everybody should have a digital product, because something that you can monetize or at least push out and add value to somebody's life. You just might be good at making templates. You may be incredible at making templates. Put a pack together, push it out. Even if you only push it out for £5 or £10, guess what? You only made it once, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
What about like a habit tracker? I started to create a habit tracker. Just push it out, because at the end of the day, you've made it one time and it may actually help someone, provide value. So I think a digital product's amazing. We're looking to do a digital product ourselves. So by Black Friday weekend, we will have a digital product. So we hope that you're going to support us. Yeah, so that's that.
Idea number 6 for passive income generation is to create an online course. Now, online course is sort of like a digital product, but generally online courses are in video format. In fact, this whole video is so long, it could basically have been an entire online course. Maybe I'll do one about this very topic. And in terms of getting started, we're going to give the starting difficulty a 2 out of 5 stars.
So yeah, again, like the digital product, like you said, I think that creating a course is incredible too, because you could make multiple different ways of selling something. So you may have an ebook which is kind of similar to your course as well, like video course or whatever. What I also like about doing courses as well is that you can make them into webinars, so you don't necessarily have to be there. You can speak over the You don't even have to have your face on the
Yeah.
video if you don't want to. Like, you have information. And the thing is, like, you could go and, let's just say, for example, Clubhouse, right? You could go onto Clubhouse, listen to so many different gems, and come up with a course on those gems that you've heard. We've been to a social media course before, and the guy said to us, everybody should be able to go and make money off of the back of what you just learned just by making a simple course. So there's information everywhere. And you, again, if you feel a little bit like, I don't feel qualified to make a course, or I don't think I should be making a course, or whatever, it doesn't have to go for hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Exactly.
You may know something that is going to take somebody from where they are today just to the next step. Guess what? That's value.
Yeah, 100%. Like you're saying about cost, doesn't have to be a lot. Like, I follow Kai Green, who's a massive, like, famous bodybuilder. He sells his ebooks for $1. He produces them all the time. How to get big butt, and he just splits it up. How to do biceps, how to do forearms, how to do quads. That's three books in itself, and he sells them for $1 each. Like, obviously, I think it's usually just for a limited time, but it's a great way to get the traction, and then obviously they go up from there. But yeah, you don't think like it has to be hundreds and hundreds of pounds, because even if you sell 100 for £1, that's still £100 that you've just made that you never had before, just by writing a few things on Canva and pushing it out. You didn't really do anything. That's amazing. You can take that 100 and then turn that into 200. So when we talk about, I don't have money to invest or whatever, well, you've got a bit of time. So use that time to generate some money, and then use that to then compound.
No cap. Nah, man, for real. Digital product and the course, I think online course are definitely two that everybody can go and do straight away.
100%.
Idea number 7 for passive income is by creating some kind of paid membership or community model. Now again, this is generally a bad idea unless you have an existing audience, which we keep coming back to. Like, everything becomes easier when you have an existing audience by creating content that has been valuable over a long period of time, very consistently. That audience knows, likes, and trusts you. And so when you say, hey guys, sign up to my Patreon, then some people are likely to do that thing.
So YouTube have just made a new thing. I've seen a few videos this morning. They've got a new thing called Join. And I don't know what it's about, but I know someone was saying, like, you can get special stickers if you're followed for a certain amount of time. And I don't know the full details, but they've obviously just done a new community thing. And I know a lot of people have like Patreon accounts and stuff like that, where you can, just, you're supporting their channel, but some of the time it's just £1 even, and you maybe get access to extra things. It's really cool. But like you were saying, having a bit of a base obviously makes more sense. And I think sometimes these things aren't even accessible unless you've got a certain number. But yeah,
I've seen that on YouTube as well. So I think, like, there's this YouTube couple that I used to follow, or still follow. They have their main channel, and then they have where you can join. And like you said, it's really cheap. It's not that expensive, but they do exclusive content, exclusive interviews, this type of stuff. Like, you can do a closed group on Facebook and do subscription based. There's lots of different things that you can do. But yeah, I agree. I think you definitely need to have a community and have something that you're going to be able to consistently provide to that group to make it worthwhile.
Definitely. I think a few courses we've seen lately that would usually be on like a weekend, a full room in some, rented out hotel or whatever. They've stopped doing that now, and people are more moving towards having the community groups where maybe you pay, I don't know, £50 a month, and then you get, every week you get an hour Q&A session with that person. They also provide you with templates that they use and all this extra stuff. A lot more people I've seen are moving down that model as well.
And it becomes more lucrative for the person as well, because guess what? They haven't got to pay now for the venue, which is now going to come out of, whatever they made. So I think, like, financially for the person, it becomes more lucrative and just for people like to be at home. Like, people actually like, especially in the current circumstances, in the current environment, people do enjoy being home. It's very easy to sit down, just sit down here and watch a course, or go and get access to somebody for an hour, and that person feels like they have more time as well, because you just log in from anywhere.
You're not in a room of hundreds of people, and actually, if I have a question, this person's in front of me right now and I'm going to get the opportunity to answer it. So you feel better connected, and usually people who pay for that are more likely to keep coming back because they actually want it, whereas in that room sometimes people will come back. It's free most of the time to initially go, and then you're never going to see them again. So yeah, definitely.
All right, nearly there. So idea number 8 for generating passive income is creating a business that sells goods or services and then automating or delegating aspects of that business so that the income that you generate from it is reasonably passive. This is the stuff that Tim Ferriss talks a lot about in the 4-Hour Workweek, where there are a lot of businesses that you could make where you're selling a good or selling a service, and then you can delegate, outsource, automate in intelligent ways to make the income passive.
Yeah.
So I think Amazon have got a great model for this. So their mission, obviously, to be the most customer-centric business, which means them having the most like product options, the right place, the right time, the right cost. So in order to do that, they know that they cannot physically have all of these products. So what have they done? They bring on FBA sellers, and you've got 2 options. You can either give your products to Amazon, who will hold them in the warehouse, obviously at a cost, and then ship them for you. Or you can use their platform, because obviously a huge audience, but you fulfill it from your own location. And that's similar to like what you're saying with this person. So they have obviously some of their time, but the actual work is being done through somebody else. So they just do it obviously on a bigger scale, and it's incredible. And it's allowed a lot of businesses to become multi-million-dollar businesses because they're using such a big platform.
Yeah, that's a great example, to be honest. But yeah, it's definitely a good model to build a business and then, you know, just manage it rather than work inside it.
Definitely. And I think you're right, like you're saying. I think we're both similar to that we would want to stay really connected to that. And in the future is different. I mean, look at Jeff. He was so connected. It's only recently he's stepped aside from Amazon, and it is
but that's after how many years?
Exactly. If you look at some of the people I follow, like Hustle Made Clothing, they're still very much involved. Gymshark, from what I can see, he seems to be very much involved still in the main production and things like that. So some people obviously are fine to step aside, let someone else run it, some are not. We'll probably be closer to it, definitely, as long as it makes sense to you.
Finally, idea number 9 for generating passive income is to build an app or a website or some kind of software product that you can offer either as a one-off or, more likely these days, as a subscription service. And there's a whole category of this called SaaS, software as a service.
I mean, building an app is not something that everybody can do. Building a website probably easier. There's a lot of platforms like Squarespace and things like that where you can, they give you a basic template that you can build from. Coding is obviously incredible if you've got the skill set. And then that's the thing, that use that skill, because not everybody can code. And then you've got things like Fiverr that you can use. And I mean, for me, I've got app ideas that I know like is completely separate from Be Limitless that I've had, but I've got no idea what to do with it. But then Be Limitless in itself, we've got ideas of what we want to do with that. But it's like, who can you get to do it? And I've always thought it's quite costly. But I don't know. I think you recently said you found some stuff, right?
I can't remember exactly where I found it. It may have been Fiverr, but actually building an app is not as expensive as you may think. You can actually get an app built for a few £100s. Like, it is... Fiverr isn't... We're not sponsored, by the way. We ain't sponsored by anything. Fiverr is an incredible place to go to find great people with great skills, that you can literally build a business off of somebody else's skills. Like, if you've got the idea, you know, you've got some money to invest, you can literally build your business, your idea, your app, whatever it may be, through using people off of Fiverr, which is just incredible. I think the world now is just opening us up to reach out to so many incredible people that we can work with. So yeah, man, definitely I don't think that it's not like the hundreds of thousands of pounds that it might have been before.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that's the 9 passive income streams that Ali has mentioned. I think definitely we've mentioned at least 3 of those what we're going to get on, 2 of which we've put dates on. So that's the index funds, that's the digital product, and the podcast. So we're definitely going to get cracking on those, and obviously we'll do a separate video on how that has gone for us. What I really liked about his videos is he was quite and he seemed very genuine. He's quite transparent in the time it takes, the effort it takes. Obviously, if you want to watch his whole video, he goes into a lot more of the detail. And then like the cost, and he breaks it down and gives you scenarios. And it says, okay, if you were to make 100 a month, this is what you would need in terms of subscribers, costs, etc., which is brilliant. So definitely check out his video if you want to see the more intricate details of how he's done it. But yeah, we thought we would just react to a few of the things he said.
Amazing. And if you are gonna commit to any of those 9, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Let us know how you get on. Give us any tips that you may have as well. And yeah, we'll come back with a report of how we do. So that's the end of this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been your girl, Bex.
And I've been Carly. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. And we will see you next week.
Peace.